Big Questions with the Dead Milkmen. For those of you just coming in, we did the entire show and realized we didn't record it. So if we're a little dry on this one, it's because we went through this once, and I mean all the way through. We're down to my segment of recommendations.
Yeah, you know what? Dean's over there now. He was down. This is so confusing, and you're here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Joe's down there.
All right, let's start over again.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So today's big question is, what, if anything, do you enjoy about performing music with a group as opposed to by yourself? And what, if anything, are your favorite aspects of performing with the Dead Milkmen in particular? Or what do you hate about performing with the Dead Milkmen? You can answer it how you want. For me, I like performing with the band as opposed to, I like performing by myself too, but with the band, especially at shows, you get more energy out of it. I think the audience is better entertained, or it's easier to entertain the audience from a performer's perspective. There's less talking in the audience. I guess it's too loud for them to talk anyway. And I don't know, I've always enjoyed the bands that Sam LaCour put together for me on solo tours. And yeah, it's fun. I haven't been in many other bands besides the Dead Milkmen, besides these little bands like Danjo Mar or whatever. Always had fun times with that. Low budgets, fun stuff there. But with the Milkmen, what I like, not as opposed to the other bands, but what I like especially about the Milkmen is our democratic and collaborative nature. I like the way we all pitch in on songs. Like, we each write complete songs by ourselves, but then we pitch in on arrangements and ideas. And we each also write songs, we all write songs collaboratively as well, where there's just a little idea here, not an example. Like for the song Tiny Town is an example, is that I just wrote the music for it with no words or ideas for words. And Rodney put words to it. And I was happily surprised at how the chorus worked with the music. It wasn't, if I were to put words to it, wouldn't have been in that way, but it was better than anything I've come up with. I also like the way that we do things on consensus as in the Dead Milkmen. And if anybody doesn't want to do something, they have veto power. It doesn't get used a whole lot, but it does. If somebody is against performing a particular song or working on a new song, they just say no, and we won't work on it anymore. If somebody doesn't want to, people making a movie ask us to use one of our songs and we don't like the idea of the movie, we just say no if somebody doesn't like it. So yeah, I like that. I like that as opposed to being in a band where there's like a dictator who started the band and wants everybody to do everything the way he wants it to be, and that's it.
I have I guess similar response. I like the energy that you have with a band, a different chemistry with different people. It's kind of fascinating to me to especially write with different people, and see how much you can actually contribute to a song, or how much, and just the different ways you can add and take stuff out of a song. And yeah, especially live, it's always interesting to think that you're there with these people in front of you and you're controlling time in a way. You're kind of you're doing your thing, and a lot of times they know what you're doing and they're enjoying it because they're like, oh man, I love this song. So it's just that, I know that's a very basic thing, but that's something I forgot to mention the first time we did this. But yeah, and as far as with the Dead Milkmen, I mean, besides the obvious where I was already a fan of the band, that's been pretty cool. We have a particular chemistry, which, now that I think of it, maybe has something to do with being a fan, but it's weird how the songs that we've written together, to me, don't seem like the older songs, but a lot of people are like, man, it seems consistent with the band. And I always feel honored to hear that kind of thing. And I'm grateful that you guys treat me like an equal part of the band. So yeah, that's as far as like my favorite part of being in the Dead Milkmen. I guess that's all those things.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on the same things that have been mentioned already. The collaborative nature of playing in a band is great. You know, I like to do solo stuff, but I also think it's always great to collaborate with other musicians, because you get some new ideas. And if you get a chance, you should work with musicians that are better than you, because you're always going to learn something from that for sure. They're going to make you better. Touching on what Joe said, Joe, I'm always amazed at the music you came up with, My Weird Dream, Dean's Dream. I don't know how that came together, but it's just kind of still amazing.
I don't either.
Yes. As for the Milkmen, yes, I think our collaborative nature is great. I also think our fans are great. I like being the Dead Milkmen. I like playing shows and seeing all the different kinds of the wide range of fans that come to our show, young, old, all kinds of people. So that's great. And I also like the fact that we're not reined in by a particular musical style. Like, we can try anything. We're open to trying pretty much anything, or mashing together musical genres without worrying too much about what will happen. You know, so that's the cool thing about the Dead Milkmen. So there you go.
So you guys are going to get to hear about Get 'Em to the Greek all over again, because we didn't record the first time. All right, so for those of you at home, there's a movie called Get 'Em to the Greek, and there's a scene in it where this character, Aldous Snow, who is just fantastic. He's in 2 movies, Get 'Em to the Greek and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. But in this movie, he's about to step on stage, and he turns to his friend Aaron, and he says, "Aaron, I feel nervous. It's good to feel something. See you on the other side." And that's my favorite part about playing live, is when you have that. And I talked about like being the idea of the ancients with Halloween. It was a thin veil between the living and the dead. It's a thin veil between one sort of reality and another. And this reality, you're just hanging out backstage, talking to everybody, or maybe even, you know, if you're not backstage, you're coming around the one side, whatever. But and then in this reality, you're in front of everybody, and you have to give them like their money's worth. Now, to keep from getting a big head, I make sure I always have a big long piece of toilet paper on the end of my shoe, and then that just makes everybody feel more at home. But I just like that transitional phase. Sometimes I'll like try to make it blurry as to when the show starts and when it doesn't. So you'll see me wandering around on stage. I like the fact that we set up our own equipment, which makes it even more of an open-ended, you know, is this beginning? Is it? Plus, I wouldn't trust anybody else with my keyboard set up. This crap, you can see the laptop over here. This is complex. This is, you know, I just don't go near them. Although I like the fact that my keyboard parts tend to be so simple that I can just bring people up on stage and let them play it. So that is my favorite part of playing live, that weird, like, you know, now I'm backstage talking about something stupid, and now I'm on stage getting paid to talk about something stupid, I guess. I don't know. It's again, such a thin line between really clever and really stupid. Anyway, the thing I like most about being in the band is I've been in the band for 40 years. I don't know what my role is. Most of the audience doesn't. Sometimes I'm out front singing. Sometimes I'm over by the keyboards playing. Maybe Joe is singing. Sometimes I'm not even on stage. You know, I wasn't even on the big hit. And that's actually worked out for me. People go, no, get me the guy who wasn't on the hit. That's who I want to work with. So it's like I can fall into a pile of shit and come up with a diamond ring in my teeth. So I've really been lucky this way in the band. Plus, and since Joe already gave it away, everybody thinks, you know, like sometimes, you know, I was saying people walk up to me and go, "How do you remember all those songs that Joe writes?" I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I do write a shit ton of songs, and they usually need a home. And then when your song has a home, you feel better about it. And then some of the songs don't get homes. We take them, they go to a farm in upstate New York, if you know what I mean, where they can romp and play with other songs. But yeah, but that's just yeah, I generally also enjoy the weirdness of it. Like, we're all in this weird bubble. You ever notice that? Like when we wound up in Weed, California on 420, and the guy at the store was like, "You guys know where you are, right?" And we're like, "We're in Weed." "You know what day it is, right?"
Thursday.
420. Yeah. And he's like, "You know where you are, right?" We're in weed. You know what day it is? And
Dude, what time it is?
yeah, oh my God, it's 4:20 at 4:20. Where are we? I think we're in weed, sir. Oh my God, blow his mind. Yeah, it's like when you're trapped in this weird bubble with 4 other people, like people outside the weird bubble, like when we went down to meet, Mike and Mickey from the Monkees, like, people we knew were like, none of this makes any sense. And no part of this makes any sense. And to us, it does, because we're sort of in the eye of the hurricane. But like I was saying, and it didn't get recorded, you people at home, let us know what your favorite part of being one of the Dead Milkmen is. Put it in the comments, because, I would say some of these questions, we can't guarantee they're universal. All right, not everything's going to be something that relates to you. It's never always what's your favorite color, although most people don't have one. Blue, clear, okay, so yeah, thank you. I went through 3 cans of beer because we didn't record.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't press record first.
Yeah, I'm not on the single, but I can press the freaking record button on a video. Yeah, not on the big hit. Yeah, he was in the other room pressing record.
How about some recommendations?
Yeah, recommendations.
Okay, time for recommendations. I recommend that you get the COVID-19 vaccination if you haven't already done so. That's if your health allows. You won't have to wear a mask, for one thing, once you're fully vaccinated. And if you're worried about the honor system, like people not wearing masks who weren't really vaccinated, well, that's all the more reason to get a shot. And a lot of places don't even require appointments now, at least in the United States. You just walk right in.
Yeah, do it.
And for kids too, 12 and up. It's for kids. For kids, 12 and up. I would like to recommend that everybody, each of you guys and whoever's listening and watching, to do something nice for someone without getting caught. Like whatever you want, but it has to be like I'm not going to put conditions on it. It should be a selfless thing, and without being, announced, or if that, maybe they never find out you did it. And no, it doesn't have to be me. I'm just saying.
Are you done?
Yeah.
I am going to recommend a documentary movie that came out in 2018. It is called Rams, and it's about the German designer named Dieter Rams, who was he was the lead designer for the Braun company in Germany in the 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s. I think he finally left in 95, I think the movie said. I think I have a Braun electric razor, but he designed all kinds of things. Braun designed record players, radios. They came out with a really cool radio that actually had a detachable transistor radio, but it also played records on the other side. And the needle didn't go down from the top. It, like, you opened up a little hatch and the needle popped up on a little spring and played the record from underneath. And so it's called Rams. It's a documentary about the German designer Dieter Rams. I highly recommend it. You could find it online. Unfortunately, it is streaming for free right now, but I think by the time this video comes out on Saturday, May 22nd, 2021, you might have to search around for it online. So I highly recommend it.
Rams.
And because it didn't get recorded, you people missed about 10 minutes of us just bad-mouthing Presbyterians. Oh, and then someone suggested a Presbyterian travel ban. And just to be clear, we did not say that was a good thing. We said we should have a ban on people traveling from Presbyterian countries like Idaho. All right, so yeah, so just if you're a Presbyterian, skip over that part. Too late, I guess. I'm going to recommend the new album by QUAL, QUAL, one half of Lebanon Hanover, who I believe are headlining Riot Fest. I don't know, I just made that up. Anyway, Lebanon Hanover, a great band, but so is QUAL. It's a new album. It's called Tenebris In Lux. It is very awesome. It's very dark. It's very scary. Like I was saying, for those of you who are into to that sort of lo-fi alt rock stuff. This is the music the rest of us listen to when we're plotting your death. This is my black cat Lenore is hanging out tonight back on the chair. And yeah, she loves that album. If you have some black cats that are named after Edgar Allan Poe stories, play the album for them. But the QUAL album is really, really good. And here's the thing, it dovetails into the next one because you can listen to it, maybe put it on the background while you're watching the documentary on the Process Church of the Final Judgment. That is a church that always comes up in most kook literature. They usually get blamed for a lot of stuff. Their name gets attached to Charles Manson. There's a new really crappy documentary out on Netflix, which I got fed up with a few minutes into it. It's about the Son of Sam, but it's not a very good documentary. It tries to link the Son of Sam from everything to like, Jack the Ripper to, the weird Presbyterian cult down the street to all that stuff. It's just not good. And people have done this before, but the Process Church is mentioned in that. They turn up in a lot of stuff. This documentary has John Waters. It's got George Clinton. It's got Genesis P. Orridge. So it's star-studded, and it's really, really fascinating. The Process Church went from being a doomsday cult in London to a no-kill pet shelter in Utah. So right there, now you got to watch it to figure out how that happened, because that is truly the hero's journey. So yeah, I recommend it very much that you see, particularly see. And here's the weird thing. Okay, so I have my little laptop over here, so I'm watching it. Right, I've got it on and I'm watching it while I work. I've just got it on playing in the background. And I realized, hey, I really like this. So I reach over and hit the like button and I'll send it over. I was like number 666. And I was at, as they were talking about Satan, I was like, whoa, this means something. So you can see my process robe hanging back here. I signed right up. So yeah, I check that out. Your mind will be permanently blown.
Sounds uncomfortable.
It's really good.
What is it? Is it called The Process Church?
The whole documentary is called The Process Church of the Final Judgment. That's the name of the documentary.
Okay.
And that's a good documentary, not the one on Netflix.
What's that?
That's the good documentary, not the one on Netflix.
No, this one's free on YouTube. You can watch it for free. You don't need Netflix, but you can watch it for free on YouTube. We'll put up the link. I think you're going to enjoy it. Put on the QUAL music around the same time. Your neighbors won't come anywhere near your house. You won't have to worry about social distancing. No, I don't have to. Nobody. I got a black cat and process documentary going.
All right, thank you, and happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday tomorrow, guys. Guys, tomorrow.
Happy birthday yesterday.
Thank you. I'm going to spend my birthday performing abortions and gay marriages, and then I'm going to get some funding together to outlaw saying Merry Christmas, unless right afterwards you say, and Jesus killed my puppy.